It's Friday afternoon, and we're here just because we can be. Well, actually, thank you, Lord, for letting us be here. But I'm Brenda Charles Edwards, the host of Seniors Matter. We're here every Friday at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time on www.rainieravenueradio.world, your South Seattle community radio station. You can also listen to us on YouTube, Facebook, and of course on the Rainier Avenue Radio app. We feature interviews with people that provide services or have valuable information for seniors, their families, and of course the community. Do you need financial documents notarized? Are you a person that needs documents read to you for clarity or completion? Or maybe you have a will that needs to be notarized. Call me, Brenda, at Black Orchid Notary 206-683-2636, and I'll come to you. My guests today are Alince and Luders. They are real estate, mortgage, and financial services experts in Washington and the state of Florida with health markets. Welcome to the show, you guys. How are you?
We are doing well. Thank you so much, Miss Brenda, for having us.
Oh, it was a pleasure. I was so glad I got to meet you. You guys have the energy, and I know now you have the knowledge to help our folks. So let's get into it because it's only 27 minutes long. What's the most important insurance for seniors?
The most important insurance for seniors is Medicare Advantage, long-term care insurance, final expense policies, and home and auto, I would say. Those are the most important insurances for seniors.
So enrollment is happening now. When does that end?
It ends December 7th.
Wow. Okay. So for those that might be looking at Medicare Advantage, how does that work?
Well, the first thing is we need to review what you have, hear what your concerns are, whether it's you didn't have the dental you were expecting in terms of coverage, whether it's my doctor's no longer in my network, whether it's I've moved out of my county I was in. So there's different ways to go about it. But the first thing is a quick conversation and kind of see where you're at.
Yeah, and I know there are a lot of people are a little nervous about this because healthcare is going to change. Some hospitals may close. So you guys, you need to talk to someone. And since I'm saying that, do you guys offer free consultation? And if so, what's included?
Go ahead, honey.
Oh, hi, Tim. So thank you for having us. Yes, we do offer free consultation in person or over the phone. What we do, we're not trying to sell, but we try to educate people to tell them what they need to know and find their needs so we can give them the best coverage possible.
And that's important too, because I'm sure, well, I know for a fact, not I'm sure, I know that there's a number of companies out here right now trying to get people's business, but I don't know how much they're trying to educate folks, because you need to have education before you start saying, okay, I sign on this paper, and then maybe it's not what you want in the long run.
This is true, and this is why we local, so you can reach out to us whenever you need it. And then this is why when we talk to people, we try to engage with them so they know who we are, and then we looking for the best interests instead of trying to sell them a policy and we want a way. So we want to serve the community. Yeah.
Yes, and regarding the mortgage side in real estate, same thing. We'll sit down with you, we'll review, hear what your concerns are, and help you come up with the best strategy so you can reach your goals.
I like that. So just in case someone's tuning in, this happened to, it started at 12:30, but hey, it's Friday. Just wanted to let you know you're listening live to Seniors Matter with your host, Brenda Charles Edwards, on www.rainieravenueradio.world. We're here on Fridays at 12:30 p.m. Do you know what's the best legacy we can give ourselves and our loved ones? Join me on Zoom or in person for a group or individual session on legacy end-of-life planning. You can reach me at 206-683-2636. Now back to my guest. Can I call you Alan Key?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Al's expertise is in mortgage lending, and Key's background is in real estate and financial service. They provide a one-stop solution to make your journey smooth, stressful, and successful. Key. So since you do financial services, do you have any products or that you work with for end of life planning, estate planning?
Yes, ma'am. I would say the final expense is a great option. We are contracted with several carriers, Transamerica, just to name one of many, where we also have estate planning built into one of the products that they offer. And we also have a questionnaire to kind of hear what the wishes are of our clients that we meet with.
So, Key, do you have trust in your program?
No, we do not have trust in our program.
Okay. But even so, what documents you have need notarizing, right?
Correct.
And you did hear that I'm a notary, right?
Yes,
I'm a
ma'am.
notary.
Yes.
Just throwing a plug in.
Yeah. And we're also thinking on the real estate side as well, and mortgage side, we're going to need you. So
Okay.
It would be nice to power partner.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get together with you guys. So now, what's the best way to downsize and get the most value when selling? Because I can tell you my nightmare story, but I want to hear what you have to say.
Honey?
Yes, that's a great question, especially right now with the way real estate is going. Inventory is very high. There's a lot of home on the market that don't get to be sold. So what people can do, I have a lender, they have a program called buy before you sell. So meaning if you list your house on the market and then you don't have a chance to sell it and then you want to downsize, you want to move, that lender will come and do an estimate of your home and give you your net sale. Net sale means what will come to you after you pay the mortgage off. And then you can use that money to add your next home. And then they will not hold that against your DTI, which is your debt to income ratio, so you can qualify for your future home. So there's a lot of down payment assistance. It doesn't matter you first time buyer, you second time buyer. And another thing to especially senior can use is reverse mortgage. So the reverse mortgage, they don't take your home away from you. Actually, you use your home to stay home. I mean, it's a long debate to talk about reverse mortgage, but there's a lot of misconception about that thing. So this is why a consultation always good for people to know exactly what to do, especially now the information is everywhere.
Yes.
Half truth, half lie. But when you talk to an expert directly, you get the real information.
So Al,
Yes.
who is this agent that's experienced in senior downsizing?
We both are, actually. We both are. Yes, we are in motion right now, helping a handful of folks in our community downsize. Looking for places where the one person I can think of, particular couple, they don't want stairs anymore.
Hey, I'm right there with them.
That's the big issue.
I want to add some practical ways to get ready is to get a home evaluation and to declutter. With John L. Scott, they also have a program where you can experience certified, credible contractors that will come in and help you get your home ready, and you don't have to worry about paying them until after your home sells.
So does that mean they pack things up?
That means that if your kitchen needs to be updated, they'll update your kitchen in your bathroom or wherever else. Oh my goodness.
I have to share my story with you.
Yes.
A few years back, we decided we have a lot of stairs, and so we've been wanting to move to a Rambler, which are not that easy to find. But so the realtor told us that we had to take everything out of our house. So, and and all the paintings off the wall, which I knew there was a reason behind that one, since we have some ethnic art.
Yes.
But anyway, we ended up, so we packed up everything. I mean, this house was as clean and clear as it was when we moved into it.
Mm-hmm.
And and then we had 3 storage units. Because we were renting a house, waiting for our house to sell, right? So anyway, long story short of it, because I will cry if I have to go much
No,
further.
please don't.
We had to move back into our house and put things back up, but they didn't go back the same way we had them initially. And we have less space to put our cars in our garage, and I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, and do they come pack? Because I end up hiring somebody to help me pack up stuff.
Well, we have helped our customers pack, and there are, we have relationships with companies that can help with that. Seriously, we do.
Okay. So
Yeah,
now,
there's resources available. If we don't have it personally, our colleagues know someone that can come in, know a couple that can come in and make the experience as pleasant as possible.
well, that's good to know. So now, if the mortgage isn't paid off, what are my options?
If the mortgage doesn't pay it off, there's 2 things that could happen. Instead of going to foreclosures, you could do a short sale if you own there, just to avoid, number 1, you don't go to foreclosure. That's gonna take you out of the market for 3 to 5 years.
Whoa.
And yeah, yeah, if you do that, you keep your credit. And also that program that I said, the buy before you sell, that's a good thing that could be interesting, because the bank gonna take your actual home from you and then gonna help you buy your next home. I mean, there's a fees for it, just to be disclosed.
Sure.
But instead of you taking 2 mortgage at the same time, they will free you from your actual mortgage, and then you're gonna get your first mortgage. So this is a good program for, like I said, people want to move or people want to downsize. That's a good programs.
So now, Al, did you say that if you go into foreclosure, I have this feedback. If you go into foreclosure, it goes on your credit report or it doesn't?
Yes, it does. And then you won't be able to get a home for the next 36 months, which is 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is why very important. Instead of, before you give up, you should never give up. Talk to somebody, or even your bank. Talk to the bank, because there's something called, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, let me disclose, but there's something called action lieu and foreclosure, meaning instead of you giving up on the home and let it foreclose, you can talk to your lender and you surrender the house to them. I mean, it will be some negotiation on the balance, but you save your credit, and then you don't have that in your record, maybe in, how long it's gonna take you to get back in your feet, then you will be able to buy your next home. As opposed, if you let it go, you're out for a good 3 years.
Right. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that piece. Thank you for that.
Yes, no
So
problem.
now, something else, and there's so many types of insurance. It's sometimes overwhelming. I don't know how you guys do it. I really don't. You must be a computer. You click a button and then it's like, okay, this is a good one. But what should one look for in long-term care insurance?
Oh man. Well, there's so many factors when it comes to long-term care insurance. I do want to say the best time to consider long-term care insurance is in your 50s, and I would say mid 60s. There is underwriting involved. With that being said, inflation protection. There are products out there where you can protect the cost of inflation, the cost of the actual care, the facility. The $3,000 as example today, 20 years from now is going to be like $8,000. Well, you want to make sure whatever products you're looking at has protection in there so that your policy actually keeps pace with inflation.
Nikki, before you go on, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So how long does this coverage last? I mean, is there an age where it ends? Like if you get 100 or 90s, does it stop paying then, or does it go until you die? Or well, maybe I shouldn't say until you die, but so like if something happens at 80 or 90 where you're going to need long-term care, how long would it cover you from that point to when?
It literally depends on the amount of the pool of money that you have. And that starts with the initial illustration. And that's based on how young you are at the time and your budget. We can design the plan around those factors. So there are plans that last until you're 100. There are plans that stop at age 90. There are plans that have a life insurance benefit attached to it for tax purposes. So what I'm trying to say is, it starts off with that consultation.
Right.
And then we can design the plan based on what's important to you. We're contracted with different carriers that have different features based on the client's health and based on the client's budget. But for the most part, there is flexibility in terms of how long before age 100, so up to 100, do we want this benefit to last? But it just comes down to a handful of factors. And the first step is a meeting, that consultation, asking questions, and then we'll design a plan. And sometimes we have to revise the plan once, twice, 2 times, 3 times, until we get it to where it makes sense for our consumer.
Right.
That makes sense. So
yeah, that makes perfect sense.
it's flexibility there.
Because I think we tend to be living a little bit longer than So now you told me you have estate planning, right?
Yes,
through Transamerica.
Okay.
Transamerica has a program that's built into their final expense policy, which I can send more information to you about it. That there's an estate planning feature. So that's one of the carriers we are contracted with.
Because I know when you're planning your will and all of that, and it's like, then, okay, how much money do I leave to anyone? I mean, how much money do I leave to each designated person? And so that I'm assuming you take care of too, with putting the whole plan together.
Yes.
Right, that's part of that too. And then beside that, if that happens, you don't have a will, they will help you do that also. And then the beauty of it, it's on the planning on the funeral. You suffering because you lost your loved one, but you the one that planning with the church, you the one that planning with the cemetery. So now it's been overloaded. But this plan, they will take that for you. They're going to communicate with you and know when and where you want to do what you want to do. And then they accommodate. So that's
concierge service.
Yes.
That helps you with the planning, the negotiating, the funeral home, all the things there that are stressful. So there is that component built in as well.
Even with transportation, I mean, they will not pay for it, but they give you that service to coordinate.
Including flying, if you want to fly your loved one somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Because I know I've had some experience with death in the family. My father died 5 years ago, and my mother in 1974 had purchased 4 plots, and they're paid off now. But the thing that they don't tell you, or else it's in the very, very fine print, is that even though it's paid off, you have to pay for the opening and closing of the grave. And of course, if you don't already have a casket, then you have to do that, because basically what you're paying for initially is the plot.
Yes.
Not,
Yes.
and the headstone is extra too, so, uh,
I have experience. So
okay.
yes.
So you know
Yeah,
what
my
I'm,
husband's late wife, he went through that.
Yes.
ah,
So,
yeah.
like you just said, it's exactly like it is. You pay for the space. If you need a headstone, you have to pay for it, and every other thing is extra money.
Mhm.
So, but at least the arrangement, the coordination is a good, thing that to have, because you have to deal with that issues, depending on what age or other issue, and then you see how to plan the funeral. But if you have that concierge service, you better off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And I'm sure a lot of times when people are going through that, they're not really hearing all that's being said to them. And so that's kind of like being a patient advocate, when you're going, the patient has a disease, you're going with them to the doctor, you're going with them to when they have surgery, and, to talk and tell them what's going on or what they need to do or whatever, because they don't hear it because they're in their own little world of dealing with the overwhelmness of it all.
Yes, I agree.
So I know there's scams. So can you guys, one of you talk about how to avoid scams, please?
Well, number one thing is make sure if they're licensed, they are licensed. Referrals. Get everything in writing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, honey?
Yeah, because avoid to sharing personal information until you know who you send them to.
Right.
Yes, that's a big one right there.
Yeah, because there's a lot of information. Let me say a decent entities will not ask you until you fully establish that relationship. And then emails, so like somebody not gonna ask you for your PIN number,
Right.
or send a check over. There's something too easy. There's avoid to get it.
Right.
So that's the way you can control that. Yes.
Meeting in person. And if that's not an option, by Zoom, like we send out Zoom links sometimes, but just that kneecap to kneecap, face to face referrals, your spirit, using discernment will tell you too. And like my husband just said, if it's easy and quick, it's probably sleazy.
Yeah. Or if they make it urgent for you.
Yes, that's a good one.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to do it right now, right now. Yeah, no.
Because I've been getting that with my phone. I somehow have a virus, and I every time I try to do something, something's coming and going. You need to get this, download this app and do this and that. You're going to lose this and that, And I'm just like, oh, I'm tired. So I guess I'm going to have to take my phone back to T-Mobile and say, okay, can you fix this or give me a different phone? Because this is driving me nuts. So, we were talking about downsizing, but also what about relocating? How do we, how do we go about that? I know you probably should compare cost of living, but what about taxes?
And healthcare. Healthcare, because that's a big issue, as we know right now, depending on where you are demographically. Honey, what about taxes?
Taxes but again, you got to do your homework nowadays for whatever you do. When you got to do the search, and this is why it's good to talk to a professional or somebody who knows, because there's a lot of things people that heard, but like I said, there is no half truth. It's either it's true or either it's not true. So when you talk to somebody who knows, they can tell you. Like, for example, there's state that pay state tax, and then they have federal tax. Like on the home, for example, if you're buying a home today, the taxes you see on it will not be your taxes next year. No, because on the home there is three value: the assess value, the market value, and the price value. So now the assess value, this is what the county, like King County where we are, that's what they send to you, and that's how they tax you. usually has increased by 0.09 every year. And I was talking of taxes sometimes. Also, in my head, people said, "Oh, I told you I want a fixed mortgage, but my mortgage going up." But it's not the mortgage who's going up;
Right.
it's the taxes and the insurance that's go up. So this is the thing that talk to the professionals. Get the consultation, know where you're going, because you might have disadvantage going left and then you're losing big in your right hand, but have a balance of what you are doing. And I think this is why we're here. We love the community.
Yes.
We want to help out, spend time. I'm grateful from Haiti. I came here for the opportunities, so I want to pass it back, and helping people.
Well, with that being said, Al, I know you guys offer free consultations. So could you give us your contact information? I have about a minute and a half left.
Yes. Area code 206-713-7096. 206-713-7096.
And you said you also will do appointments by Zoom.
Yes, we will. We sure will.
Okay, that's a good thing, because that's my friend.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and one quick thing.
Yeah.
Medicare Advantage. I know there's so many different choices. Do you have one quick thing that you could say that people need to do to make sure they have the right choice for their situation?
Yes, if you have doctors that you want to stick with, you need to get with a professional. We are available, and we need to get those preferences, your doctors, your medications, things like that. And if you have hearing aid needs or dental needs, and then we'll help you. We will help you find a plan that aligns with your preferences. And also, I want to mention this: January 1st through March 31st, you have one chance. If you are not happy with your Advantage plan that you choose this open enrollment, you can change it one time. First quarter of next year, we'll be available to help you change it if you are not happy with the plan you chose.
Great.
You have to do it by March 31st, though.
Okay. Thank you to my listening, viewing audience. My guest, Alince Luders, serving Washington and Florida. My special music. Have a great weekend. Go Seahawks. Be safe and live your life like it's golden.
Go Seahawks.
Thank
We'll talk to you
you.
right here. Bye.